head out west. We're heading to Denver. We're going to leave Atlanta. And this is something that a lot of parents can relate to. When dads work from home but also raise the kids. Now, joining us to discuss all this is Jeremy Anderson, Director of Client Services at flexjobs.com. And do you actually go through this? Are you working from home but also raising the kids as well?
Yeah, I am. I've been working for FlexJobs for 6 years. I've been working from home that whole time as well. And so, yeah, I have a professional job where I work from home, and also I'm with the kids when they're around during the day.
So what are the benefits from someone who does what you do? And as we do that, I'm going to pull up a full screen because parents who want to work from home, 98% say that working from home would make them a better parent. 67% want to work versus being solely a stay-at-home parent. 93% say they would take a pay cut to work from home. That one surprises me.
Yeah, really. I mean, what we're finding, and as our site increases with interest in people wanting to do this, is that people are interested in flexible work. They want to be able to have a professional job, be able to work out of their home, but also be there for their kids, be there for activities, things that maybe traditionally they weren't able to do when they were in the corporate world.
I have a friend who's actually doing this out of Chicago, but just the other day on the phone with him, he was saying he misses that corporate world. He misses being there on a regular basis, and I think he kind of would like the calm of being away from home back in it. Do you see that happening? Have you experienced that in your years?
Yeah, it does take a little time to get used to it. I do fully telecommute, so I work from home all the time. There are different outlets, though. I will meet up with friends who do the same thing that I do, work from home. So we'll get time out of the house. I'll go to different coffee shops around town to work as well. And there's also a lot of situations that may be a partial telecommute where someone will work from home 2 or 3 days a week and they'll work in the office the other days. So there's always a nice balance that you can find.
Do you find more men doing this than women, or vice versa?
Right now it's a fairly even split that we have. And we get calls from everybody that are interested in our site. They hear about flexible work. They want to know more about it. They want to know where they can find these companies. And that's really what we do. We try to provide that for people, both men and women, and we see both calling us interested in the site.
I would imagine it takes, though, a real discipline and a degree of understanding that the work has to get done. But does that mean you can do it throughout the 24-hour period you're at home? Or do you find yourself setting, I'm a 9 to 5 even though I'm at home?
Yeah, it kind of depends on the job. A lot of jobs do have that flexibility where you can work off hours. Some jobs, like mine, being Director of Client Services, I have a lot of interface with clients and customers and employers, so I kind of do stick to the 8 to 5, 9 to 5, but I do have flexibility within that. And we see that with a lot of jobs on our site, that flexibility is built in with the position, and you kind of are able to make your own schedule, but you are disciplined as well to get the work done, like you said.
There was a time where people looked at stay-at-home dads with a kind of negative connotation. I think that's a generation ago. But does it still carry over? Is there still some kind of prejudice against men who decide to take this route?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. I mean, you do get the looks and the things of wow, you're not working, but it's just the opposite.
Right.
Exactly. I've had a professional job that I've loved. I've had the freedom to work from home and to be there, to help the kids out when they get home from school and things like that. So it's just kind of educating people on what I do and that I do work. I'm working, a lot, but I also have flexibility within that.
How old were your kids when you started doing this?
But when I started doing this, my son was in middle school and my daughter was in elementary school. And again, that was 6 years ago, and you just kind of work through those phases. So, any age, I think it works well. But for me, it's more important as they get older and just being there for them after school. And so many kids go home to houses with no parents, until 5, 6 o'clock, and it's just a great benefit to be there when they get home.
We've got an email here, and isn't anyone listening? And that's from who this comes. Writes, do employees have software that validate if the home worker is actually putting in the hours? I think this goes to the heart of, is it more important to work 8 hours, or is it more important just to get the job done well, no matter if it takes 5 minutes or 8 hours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some companies do. I have talked to some employers who do have like tracking software, so they know when you sign on, when you sign off, those kind of things. Usually, those are kind of time-sensitive jobs where maybe you are taking calls, for a company from 1 hour to the next hour or whatever. Other jobs are more flexible in that it's just getting the work done in that 24 hours. It doesn't necessarily matter when, but we see both sides of that.